Well, welcome back in, Kevin. We're at episode 7.
Seven.
Finally hooked up. Tight lines off the
Yes.
Carolina coast.
Yes.
So, any good fishing news this week from you from down at the coast?
Nothing here, Wes. It's
Nothing.
too
Yeah,
damn
your little
hot.
river. the,
Yeah.
not the best place to be going out. I did see a post on how somebody was asking how long it takes to get out to the ocean from
Oh
inside of Little
gosh.
River. Oh,
Well,
there was some nice commentary on that with all the new wake zones down there now.
I bet there was.
So, but yeah, episode 7, and today we're gonna be talking Wahoo, and then also
Wahoo.
the hunt off the coast. Um, that you and I've had the conversation a couple times. We've gone out. How do you find the fish?
Yep. Where are they, Wes?
So in the just to get caught up on some of the stuff that's been happening, the um, White Marlin tournament outside the Carolinas up in Maryland happened. You sent me the post. How much was that fish? Do you remember how much it weighed? Blue
I
Marlin,
don't remember now.
$5 million there, right?
I think
Well,
so,
Blue
yeah.
Marlin out of that one. That's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I got one video out of that come up on your screen. Okay,
Yep.
there you go.
Ah, look at that fish. That's a white marlin.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
so.
They're quite a bit smaller than the blues, huh?
Yeah, they are. We'll get
Wow.
into one of these things. Ooh, he did a
Oh
flip.
my gosh, look at that. They're a little bit smaller, but honestly, that looks a little bit more fun to catch.
I'm sure they found that. I want to catch one of those too. So,
Yeah.
um, but anyway, also this week we do have the Pirates Cove Billfish tournament kicking off today. Actually, I
Boy.
believe. Let me look at the schedule again. They are having the captain's meeting, and it runs from tomorrow. Fishing days are tomorrow till Friday.
Mhm.
They'll have live stream up. Let's see the schedule today. It's down here. Here we go. So 2 to 9 is registration today. Meeting host a captain's meeting at 7 p.m. and then 8:30, 3:30 fishing the next 4 days.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to get up there. I spoke with the actual tournament director, and she told me that if I come up to look her up, and that is Lisa Howe. And hopefully, if I do have time to get up there this week, it'll probably be Thursday, is what I'm probably going to shoot for if I do go. I hope to get a chance to sit down and talk with her.
Mhm.
But again, they end on Friday, and their awards will be Friday night also. The
Gotcha.
only the fishing time every day is 8:30 to 3. They do, and the rules do have the heaviest marlin, but looks again like it's a more of a catch and release tournament. Once we get
Gotcha.
them on, they can tell us more about what's happening. I know when we talked to the people at the band, the Billfish, they actually showed us where the prize money was in catch and release, not really
Mhm. Yeah.
um, going after the weigh in, and they hadn't weighed in one in a long time
Yeah.
at that tournament.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a recap next week on this one. But today we are going to be talking wahoo and chasing fish. So let's start with the chasing of fish. I wanted to show you a couple of videos. Well, that was one we just watched of some of the stuff offshore. And this is out of Wrightsville Beach, and you can
Oh,
see the
what's
chains
that?
there. That's the weed line. Watch it again right quick. It's very short. When you see the weed line,
Oh
and
yeah.
then the scene of the boat, you can see what I've been telling you. Good place to catch a good nice
Uh,
mahi.
uh-huh. Okay. So
This is
those
another
weed
one. This
lines
was
are not very big.
some of them are. I've got some. I didn't queue them up for today, but I've got a couple for you for the next few weeks. I want to show you some of the large outcrops of fish out there, the weed lines out there. This is
Hmm.
we're going to be talking about this in the second segment. This is a tide line where you see the color change in the
Yeah.
water, literally running. And now this is closer to the coast. This is just offshore at Oregon Inlet. You can see
Mhm.
the water that's close to the shore, and then it's
Yep.
starting going in that
Brown.
green water. And
Yep.
then as you
Yep.
get out, you'll go from this green water to that blue water we
The
saw
blue
the day
one.
we were out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
but this is just right out of the Oregon coast.
Wow, look at that.
Excuse me,
Huh.
right out of Oregon Inlet, right off the Outer Banks coast.
Huh. But that doesn't the tide line doesn't really have anything to do with fishing per se, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. You look for current changes, you look for tide changes, you're looking for
okay.
areas of things change of where you're going to see bait fish, plankton, and all kind of build up.
Okay.
Um,
So you could maybe troll for Spanish or something right there where that tide line is or
I'm not sure about Spanish, but yeah, you definitely you see that's rolling right along it.
uh-huh. Okay. Interesting.
Another thing we'll look at is temperatures. That's a big thing. In fact, I saw one post, one
Mhm.
captain saying if he could only have one piece of information, this is what he'd want.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Hmm. Interesting. Oh, wow. Wow. Why are there some cold pockets out there? Look at the purple. Wow. That's very interesting. Hmm. So you're going to fill us in on what's better, right? Cold or warm?
it all depends on the fish,
Oh, really?
what you're hunting for.
I'll be darned. Huh. You got anything down towards Myrtle Beach?
This is Cape Hatteras right here.
Yeah.
So 7 degrees of water, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to change temperature water. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
as hot as you are down there, we were just talking before we got on the air about
Yeah.
some of your pigeon issues with the heat where you're at.
Yep.
But it stays so much cooler down there than it is where I'm at
Mhm.
now inland
How
because of
about
that
that?
body of water.
Yeah.
So as it gets colder up here, it's going to get real cold here. It'll be warmer down
Mhm.
there because of that body of water also. So
Yep.
it definitely it definitely makes a difference.
Yep. That's for
And
sure.
let's see this one for you.
Mm.
Here's the weed lines out. There's a big old weed patch
Okay.
right here.
Yep.
Got one?
Hmm. Tell me that's not a Mahi though, right? Oh my gracious.
I love the
Okay.
color of that water.
Oh, I know. This must
Nice
be in
blue water.
Florida somewhere.
No, this is off Carolina coast. I'm trying to pull only stuff off the Carolina
Really?
coast. Yeah,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
out probably near the Gulf Stream.
Oh my gosh. They're not even trolling, they're just casting.
Yeah, once you get near one, you kind of cast in there and pull it out. There
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh. You got to be kidding me.
That's a big
Oh
fish. Oh,
gosh.
went to the next video.
Wow.
Um, this is a nice one here.
Wahoo.
That's a wahoo.
Now they typically are not up on the surface like that though, are they?
They will come up, but you can use planers to get them. We'll get into them in a segment.
Okay.
You see the police catching them on too.
Yeah. Oh my gracious.
I'll go ahead and jump ahead here as he lands him. There he is.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that makes it look very easy, Wes.
71 pounds.
That makes it look very easy.
Look at that fish.
Oh my gracious. Yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Well, for these guys, it probably is.
Yeah, maybe for them. But we know it's not quite that easy. Oh my gracious.
It's a nice little one. Look at
Wow.
that dog. I was like, what are y'all doing?
Oh my gosh. So you can eat wahoo,
His,
I'm guessing, right?
this is, oh, yeah, yeah. A lot of
Okay.
people love Wahoo.
Okay.
Here is out of South Carolina.
Okay. Oh my, oh, wow. Woo. It's a big old fish.
Hour.
Mm, wow. Oh
Look at
my
that thing.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
That looks like Matt Springs right there. I don't think it is, but it looks a lot like him.
Wow.
19.3
That's a
pounds.
heck of a fish. My gracious. Oh,
And here's one more 100-pound wahoo.
oh my gosh. Woo. Now that mouth is full of teeth,
Look at
is it
that. Oh,
not?
yes, it is.
Oh my gracious. I mean, right there, look at that mouth
Look at
of
that
teeth
thing.
about got his leg. I mean,
Yep, it's a good one.
woo.
So, so yeah,
Oh,
first segment today we'll talk about wahoo. It's kind of like we did mahi last week, and then
yep.
second segment we'll talk about going out hunting the fish. But let's take a break here, hear from my sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843 957 3872. That's 843 957 3872.
You are listening to the Hooked Up Podcast, tight lines off the Carolina coast. Reach out to us at hookeduppodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Okay, welcome back in. So last week we talked about mahi. I thought we'd get past a lot past mahi, and we ended up talking a whole segment on it. We just watched some videos on wahoo.
Yep.
You've been interested in wahoo now for the last few weeks, back past month. You always ask me about them.
Oh
They
yeah.
actually, they actually is one that you can fish later in the year. So
Really? Okay.
it 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 loves the temperature breaks also.
Okay.
But they are found closer to shore than like Marlin would be. They
Uh-huh.
kind of come in,
Okay.
especially as bait fishing all come in. And in North Carolina, usually occasionally you'll see them in 20 to 30 miles. Most
Oh
common
wow.
30 to 50 miles out.
Yep.
Consistently 40 to 60 miles out.
All right.
And obviously the best inlets, and you always gonna have this in North Carolina, best inlets being or Oregon Inlet, Hatteras, Morehead City, Beaufort, because they're closer to the stream. But
Yep.
out of Wilmington, out of Southport, all those places too, you can actually get out far enough to catch them.
Hmm.
Um, in South Carolina, about 35 to 50 miles during some times of the year. Most common though, 45 to 65. And
Oh.
then as the Gulf Stream moves offshore from South Carolina during the year, it goes out to
Mhm.
60 to 75 miles.
Oh man. It's a
So,
whole day, Wes.
oh yeah, it's definitely a whole day, whole tank of gas too,
Yep.
which is not cheap right now, which I'm sure a bunch of captains could tell us. It's
Oh yeah.
costing a
I
lot on
bet.
the dock right now.
I bet.
But Wahoo
Mm.
like about now again, this is just generic information. So again, any captains out there once, especially once we start getting some interviews, they're going to tell us a lot more specific stuff than this. But Wahoo's usually like temperatures from 72 to 80 degrees in the water.
Hmm.
So that's part of
Okay.
it. You want to chase that
Yep.
water temp.
Yep.
Um, and then they like, as you saw, the ones we were seeing were nice, clean blue water that you can see
Yeah.
down into.
Yep.
They like the temperature breaks again because then temperature breaks, you're going to have different feeding
Mhm.
fish, bait fish, and plankton
Mhm.
and all kind of piling up around that.
Yep.
Um, so therefore, they're looking for that places where you see a lot of bait fish.
Mhm.
Have I showed you that fish bowl yet with all the fish in
Yeah.
the water? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You showed me. I don't know if we showed it on the podcast, but yeah,
you
I've
go
seen that.
this. There's a bunch of them online at this point. You can go and see a bunch of bowls. I got some
Mhm.
queued up in our list, but I've noticed that as I go through the week and I see different reels and stuff, and I keep saving them. When I come back to prep for the podcast, I mean, I got this huge list of stuff. It's like a lot of good video out there, a lot of good
Mhm.
video. And I thought
Mhm.
maybe we can get some of the people doing those videos on to
Yeah.
maybe talk them through
Yeah.
those clips. So I'm thinking
Mhm.
about reaching out to some of them.
That's a good idea.
Um,
Do Wahoo hunt in packs, Wes? Are they in
They're
schools or are
smaller
they
schools.
smaller schools? Okay.
They're practically just like small groups, basically.
Okay. Okay.
They often are found around the weed lines, which I just showed you.
Okay. Yep.
Floating debris, kind of the same thing. They're looking for other fish, in that area.
Yep.
Offshore ledges and live bottoms.
Okay.
bottoms with a lot of activity going on,
Hmm.
artificial reefs near the Gulf Stream,
Yeah.
and then steep underwater drop offs. So when you have
Ooh,
those
okay.
deep, my understanding from captains that have talked to me, that drop off allows the current from down low is coming and pushing up against and coming up. So bringing
Gotcha.
that cold
Gotcha.
water up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, unlike the Mahi, they frequently hold deeper in the water column,
Mm-hmm.
so they're harder to spot.
Yeah.
So, I've fished for them two different ways, on charters and in my boat. One is right off the back of the boat. Captain Tommy told me once I got on my size boat, once I had my four lines out, trolling for Mahi, Sailfish, maybe a Marlin once in a while.
Yeah.
He'd always suggested putting one more line out about twice as far behind the boat. I mean, way back in the boat, right in the center of the boat.
Oh
He
my
said he always
gosh.
ran his wahoo line out of the center of the boat, way in the back, and that's where
Okay.
he caught most of his wahoo on.
And it wasn't on a planer. It was
He didn't have it
still,
on planer, but some people do run planers.
huh.
So the
Interesting.
best time of year to look for them in North Carolina is April well, they're fishing April to November, and we saw it in the Big Rock and the
Hmm.
the Bill Fish tournament. We saw fish being brought in at that point.
Yep.
But the peak time for North Carolina is September, October, November. So it's
Really?
that late. Now we're right on
Wow.
the line at Little River if we go out fishing.
Yeah.
In South Carolina, May to October is usually when you see them. So a little bit less time.
Okay.
Again, Gulf Stream is
Yeah.
going to affect that and the water coming inshore.
Hmm.
The peak time being August, September, and October.
Okay. Ooh,
And
we're
there is
right in
a
peak time,
Wahoo.
Wes.
Yep. And the Wahoo, we're going to talk about this next week probably. The Wahoo, what was it called? The Wahoo tournament. It's not a tournament.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
and George, what was
in
it?
Georgia. It's
You
based
said
out of
it to me.
Georgetown.
Georgetown, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
based out of Georgetown. But that's what they're looking for. That this time of year is a Wahoo.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Typical techniques to catch them. High speed trolling, which is faster than I normally troll, is 12 to 18 miles an hour with weighted lures, having the lures down in the water.
Wow.
A little bit farther,
Oh,
but also going pretty fast.
wow.
Traditional trolling, usually they get picked up a lot of times when you're fishing for mahi and
Hmm.
blue sailfish, blue
Hmm.
marlin. That's about 6 to 8 miles per hour. They'll hit artificial lures there too, but also by ballyhoo.
Okay.
You can pull planers, you can vertically jig for them, and you saw that. That one guy
Mhm.
was out there just fishing underneath the weed line because sometimes
Yeah.
boats
Yeah.
will stop at the weed line and just like you were on a lake and trying to
Wow.
pull them in. Live bait,
Mm.
high speed is probably one of the most effective in the research that I've done. But again,
Really?
we'd like to hear from those people catching wahoo. Come on, tell us what it's about. The
Mm.
most common sizes for wahoo are 20 to 40 pounds. So
Yep.
this gets back to that idea we talked about a few weeks ago. You fish inshore, you get a little fish, 4 or 5 pounds, and you go offshore and you get a little fish that's 20 pounds. I mean, there's a big
Yeah.
difference here. Excellent fish, 40 to 60. Trophy class, 60 to 80. And
Yeah.
then rare, but caught every year in the Carolinas, is 80
Yep.
plus pounds, which we just
Yep.
saw two of those. Well, one was
Hmm.
71 pounds, so right below that. And then that 100 plus, and then that 100 was 119 out of
Yeah.
Charleston.
19 out of 40.
That's a big fish.
That's a big fish.
That's it.
Big fish.
And the thing about them, they're one of the fastest fishes in the ocean.
Well, yeah,
Some
they must be because the high-speed trolling's got me wondering about that. Like they must be
some
super
estimate put them
fast.
between 50 and 60 miles per hour at top speed.
Oh my
Now, when we
gracious.
get to Marlin, I've seen estimates of Marlins up in the 70 and 80s. When I do my
Really?
research to get ready for that segment, I'll see if that's actually true. You hear all these stuff on the dock, you hear all these stories.
Yeah.
Um, so I wonder what's actually true and what's not. But
Wow.
you also got to be careful with those teeth. They're razor sharp. So using
Mhm.
monofilament, if you don't use strong enough monofilament for the leader, they'll just
Yeah.
cut right through it.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing with your king mackerels. You have to watch
Yeah.
it. And a
Yeah.
lot of people fish king mackerels and wahoo with a steel leader,
With a steel
with a
leader. Yeah.
metal leader that they can't actually cut.
Yep.
The fun of doing that though is dealing with it. Them things will poke you, and I mean they're hard
Oh,
to
really?
bend. They get warped. So
Oh gosh.
they say they have a mild flavor. Their flesh has a mild flavor, but considered some of the best eating fish in the ocean.
Really?
So people like my brother likes to steak them. He likes to, and he actually cuts it. How does he do it? He cuts it through the middle and then
Mhm.
then um steaks them up, but then folds them out to a full steak. It's kind of neat. It's kind of funny. We went to the time we went out at Sensation. We had the people on the dock cut them up for him. He was really disappointed because they literally went down and just chopped the fish into steaks. Um, I even think they let the bone in the backbone, so it was
Oh gosh.
he wasn't very happy.
That's a lazy way to cut a fish, I think, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they gutted it first, obviously, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so yep, that's a wahoo. Fun fish to catch. I've caught some. Um, day we went out there, I caught my sailfish, and I haven't caught one out of my boat yet. But again, out of Little River, it's
Really?
a little harder to catch
Yeah.
wahoo. I don't get out far enough. Probably the
I
time
don't
of year
think
I
the
went
day
out
we
there
went
is
fishing, we weren't running any planer lines, were we?
no,
Did you have a planer line out? No, I
no,
didn't
I
think
didn't.
so.
I did have a wahoo line out the back though.
Oh, did you? Way
Yeah,
out the back?
yeah,
Okay.
way out the back. But
Way out the back.
way out the back. The problem with that small boat of mine is if you get too many lines out back, and it's a windy day, then they
Oh
get blown
yeah.
up top of each other. That's one reason my brother and I have deck line on four of our poles.
Okay.
It's our mid-sized pole.
Mhm.
Just for that reason, when it gets wet, it's a cloth-like material. It'll
Mhm.
lay down and doesn't
It'll
get
lay
all
down.
tangled up.
Yeah.
I actually got them reeled, spooled in Fort Myers, the Bass Pro Shop
Really?
down there. And when I
Oh
told
my
them what I
God.
wanted, they tried their best to talk me out of it. Oh, you don't want that because you can't get as much line on it because it's thicker, so you
Yeah.
don't get as
Yeah.
much yardage on the reel. And I was
Yep.
trying to tell them
Yep.
that where I'm fishing at, we want it because
Yeah.
otherwise we're chasing all day. We're chasing lines across each other and having to
Yep.
untangle them,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's never fun when you're out there having to untangle lines
No, we
all day
had that
long.
happen to us.
It wasn't that bad that day. My
Oh
brother and I have
God.
had days where we spent probably 60, 70% of our time untangling lines. And that's not a fun day. And that's when we put Decron on it, so we wouldn't have to do that.
Nah, that would just ruin the whole fishing
Yeah, it
for
did.
me.
It really did. That's the kind of days you're like, I might as well come back and do this again.
Yeah.
But then you
Or
get that
maybe.
one fish, and you're like,
Gosh.
okay, I'm back. I'm coming back. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of like playing golf. You hit 20 bad shots, and then you hit that one just
Yeah.
beautiful shot, and then
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
good to go.
Yeah. Oh boy. And how long does a wahoo live, Wes? We talked about the mahi
Oh,
last
that's a
time
good
that they were a
question. That
very
did,
short-lived species.
that did not
But
come up in my research. Let's see if I can find it right quick. That's a great question.
hmm. So
Um,
I'm thinking to grow over 100 pounds. I mean, these fish actually must have a pretty lengthy lifespan, I
you
would
would
imagine.
think, um, may not be able to pull it up that quickly when I was going through. Just a quick, now this could be wrong, somewhere between 5 to 9 years.
Yeah,
So yeah,
okay. I was gonna
that makes
say.
sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
So they're
so
slower growing fish than a mahi and
no,
longer
they grow
living.
quickly.
Really?
It can mature in about 1 year. Now that's probably the 30 to 40
20
pound.
pounds or whatever. Yeah.
But if it
Okay.
sticks around,
Wow.
then I'm sure it gets bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Wow. Mm.
119 pound wahoo. I mean, that's, that's a house.
Wish there was a way to age a fish. You know, when you catch a fish that big, what if the fish biologist could actually age
I'm
that
sure they
fish for
could. Why
you?
couldn't they?
I don't know. How do you age a fish? I mean, can't ask it.
Well, I mean, you can, but they'll just say,
Let's come on now.
but they'll just say nothing. So,
No, not gonna say anything. But I wonder if they could use
how old
like
are you down
teeth or
there? They
something,
just say
or
nothing. Do what?
I wonder if they could use like teeth or something. I know like anthropologists will use teeth and
Let's see
different
how
things to
to.
like try to age people and
This is you age fish at home. So
huh?
I don't. It says you
What?
age fish. Oh, they talk about cooking, aging it,
They're talking
meat.
about yeah, that's different, Wes. But yeah, I was just curious. Like, I wonder, a fish that big's got to be several years old. I mean, because I imagine as they grow, they start to grow slower as the older they get. But man, that's insane. Mm.
Let's see if I can get an answer. Again, I hate doing this off the cuff. Growth rings on the structures like scales, olives, or bones,
Oh,
which
okay.
increase incrementally with age.
So
Sounds
I guess they
sounds
could.
feasible. I'm not sure if it's right or not.
Okay. Interesting.
Because when we do research like this, you get stuff like this.
Yeah.
Where's the serial number on my Wahoo? It's some kind of watch or something. But it's like,
Oh my gracious. Oh boy.
oh me. All right,
All
well, let's take a break. We'll come back for our last segment.
right.
Econsense.us, ECONSENSE.us, the home of West the Economist and all of Econsense content. You can go to the website and find links to the books, also links to all of our podcasts explaining economics from the basics up to current events. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We also offer economic advising and consulting for efficiency and better use of your resources. Again, reach out to me from the website, or you can just write me at west.the.economist@gmail.com. The place to go to find out more about economics and everyday living. Not the stuff you hear on TV, but the basics of understanding how resources and products and services work.
You are listening to the Hooked Up Podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a message at hookeduppodcast@gmail.com.
All right, welcome back into the Hooked Up Podcast with Wes and Kevin. I forgot to say that. I also forgot to say in our intro, don't forget you can find us on Spotify if you rather use Spotify for podcasts. And also, obviously, we're on YouTube. And we'll probably look in the future. Spotify goes out to any place that has podcasts. So it's being uploaded to all those places. But if any of you would like to have just the audio version, let us know that too, because we can always just put an audio version that you can download to be a lot less size of the file. So we can definitely do something like that in the future. But last segment today, we're talking about the hunt. You've said to me several times as we've gotten to know each other over the years, about chartering and going chartering, just hiring a boat. And there's something to me though about the hunt of the fish.
Yeah.
The
So you don't want to know where they are.
well, that's the whole thing. You can't know where they're at.
Oh, I don't know. I think these charter captains probably know where they're at.
No, they don't.
Really?
Not until they get up and start looking for the stuff we're getting ready to talk about.
Okay.
The thing about it is you can go one spot. Let's just say you go to, I got some notes here. Let's just go to latitude 33, 12.65 and 77.41.300. And you caught 20 Mahi there yesterday.
Okay.
Do you go back to that same place?
I would.
Probably not. No, well, you probably won't have much fish there.
Yeah.
Because they're moving. They're completely always moving. So you don't chase a spot. One of the research things I saw says fish don't carry a GPS unit.
Oh. Yeah, neither do my pigeons this year, apparently.
Yeah, well,
That's
fish
interesting.
don't wake up in the morning and swim back to the same spot. They're literally looking for something. They're looking for different things. So what you want to follow is the bait. Where the bait fish at? You got to be able to find them.
Yep.
Water temperature. We talked about it a little bit with the Wahoo, what they like, and we'll go into some other temperature stuff here in a minute of what other fish like. But you got to find that water temperature. And I told you the story about the captain who won the big rock back in the teens, 2016 or 17. He actually saw on the charts a week before the big rock tournament this body of water off the coast of Florida, and he followed it as it went up the coast with all these charts. We showed the video earlier today from the offshore forecast, and you can see they have temperature changes. There's services that you can pay to have that updated instantly. It's expensive there, lots of money. I actually was part of a service for a few years. It wasn't as expensive, but he also didn't get charts that were as accurate because the sea is always moving.
Yep.
These fish, these pelagic fish, are constantly moving, trying to find the bait. That's that bait's going to follow that water temperature. The ocean current's going to take them a certain spot. I mean, we've tagged marlins, we've tagged other fish. I mean, these marlins have a huge amount of space they can cover.
Yeah.
And that being, so yeah, sorry about that little break. But so looking for ocean currents, oxygen-rich water, and again, the services you can actually pay for this information to give you what the chlorophyll is, what the oxygen's going on, how clear is the water. Again, feeding opportunities, bait fish, other stuff going on. All this stuff attracts fish, and so each day you got to figure out where's the best place for this to happen.
Wow.
It's not going to
There's a
be the
lot
same
to it, Wes.
coordinates. And that's one reason I like it. And
Yeah.
that's another reason I'm not very good at it because it's so much to do, so much to know that unless you put a lot of time into it, you're
Mhm.
not going to be great at it.
Yeah.
Um, Now, with that said, I do believe some people are natural at it, especially the
Mhm.
older timers to me.
Yeah.
Captain
Because they didn't
Tommy,
have all these charts
no.
and
Mm-mm.
services.
Captain
Um,
Tommy, my dad used to tell me, and Tommy told me a few times I got to talk with him. Captain Tommy just had a sixth sense about him that he could sense when he was in a spot that fish were there.
wow.
So
That's
I believe that talent has been lost a lot. I think there'd be more people with that talent if they didn't have all this other stuff.
yeah.
But some still do, and this makes them even that much better with the
Mm-hmm.
technology they have.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
So,
fascinating. Lot to look for out there.
lot to look at, lot to look at.
I
So
know you told me
overnight,
to look for birds. You said always look
yeah,
for
simple
diving
stuff.
birds
They
or
again, that's
stuff
because
like
of the
that.
bait fish. Yeah,
Yep.
they look for that bait fish.
Hmm.
So, what else did I tell you?
You said look for weeds, floating stuff, and the flying fish.
Yeah, I remember when I told you to look for weed lines. I didn't realize I didn't tell you enough information because you'd never seen it before.
Nope,
And so when we did find it, I don't think you really. That's not what you
probably
were
not.
expecting to see.
No, not exactly.
um,
And you said, and you told me stay away from dolphin, but the porpoises. But that's when we started catching our fish when we found the
I know
porpoises.
that
So
was
I don't
very
know.
odd.
That
Very odd.
was
Well, bait fish run
oh,
away from dolphins, so I mean they
yeah.
don't want to be near them.
Mhm.
One analogy I was doing my research came up. It says think of it like a food truck festival. The food trucks move to another parking lot tomorrow.
Mhm.
That first one's going to be empty, and everybody's going to go to the second one.
Yeah.
So where's the
Interesting.
conditions at?
Yep.
um,
But I wonder, do all these fish move together? Because it makes it sound like, okay, find the weed line. There's going to be Mahi, there's going to be Wahoo, there's going to be like, do they all follow the same
well,
ball? I mean,
I
is it
mean,
like a,
my
you know?
understanding, my understanding is it all depends on those pieces of the puzzle that you got to put together.
Oh my gracious.
Because Wahoo and Mahi, and I've got this down here in my research. Wahi and Mahi are close to the same temperature, but not always the same. So the next
Gotcha.
thing you look at
Okay.
is temperature. Um, and this is what I was telling you that a lot of what I've heard is captains, this is one information they like to have. Fish are cold blooded. So if
Yep.
it's too cold, they slow down. And if
Okay.
if it's too warm, they just move to somewhere that's more comfortable.
Hmm.
Here's the
Must be nice.
temperatures. I know, really. Mahi preferred temperatures of 75 to 82, which you mentioned last week.
Yeah, so they're a
Wahoo
little bit warmer.
72 to 80. So they're three
So, okay.
degrees colder,
Yep.
but 2 degrees on the high end, 2 degrees colder than Mahi.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so they would be in the same places you're talking about, but
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean the Wahoo is going to stay where the Mahi is because they have a bigger temperature range
Gotcha.
or
Yeah.
lower temperature range, and Mahi's going to be
Yeah.
in a little bit warmer temperature.
Hmm.
Now, does this mean you cannot catch a Mahi in 72-degree water? No, you're still going to find them there, but it's just not the prime spot for them. Can you catch a
Hmm.
Wahoo in 70-degree water or 82 or 84-degree water? Yes, but it's just
Hmm.
not going to be the best chance
Hmm.
to do it.
Gotcha.
Sailfish are 78 to 82. So there's only a
So
four
similar to
degree there.
Mahi. Wow.
Yeah, but only 4 degrees.
Yeah, they're
They're
very
very
particular.
picky. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Mahi has a 7 degree difference that they like. Wahoo is 8.
Yep.
Sailfish are 4. Blue Marlin are 78, 84. So a little bit
Oh,
hotter.
okay.
um,
Wow. Interesting.
and yellowfin tuna, 68 to 75.
Ooh,
So
interesting. So you got to find those cold water holes, find the tuna.
yeah, I don't know if you call 68 cold, but
Well,
and you
yeah.
think about it, this is just a few degrees difference.
Yeah, it's just a few degrees. Yeah.
So when you're
Hmm.
looking for this, I mean, you may be cruising, you may find only a 2 degree difference in the water over a mile troll. But that two
Hmm.
degrees could make a big difference depending on what species that you're trolling for.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Um,
interesting. Do you remember what the temperature was of the water when we found the fish we found?
the Mahi that we caught,
Yeah, I think we were about
in the
77, weren't we?
70, yeah, 76, 77, 78, somewhere right in there.
So we were right in there, bottom end of there.
Yep.
Interesting.
Now the big temperature breaks. Temperature breaks means you find a spot where there's a big difference in the
Okay.
temperature. I say big. Obviously, we're not talking about
Mhm.
10 degrees here, but a few
Mhm.
degrees is usually where two masses of water are coming together. They're
Okay.
colliding.
Gotcha.
Kind of like we talk about the Gulf Stream is moving like an ocean in the ocean,
Yep.
like a river. Same thing.
Yep.
You got two body masses coming together.
Hmm.
So you could be at 73 degree water and then a mile later be in 77-degree water. That's a pretty big
Oh my
change.
gracious.
4 degrees,
Yeah.
again, doesn't sound like a lot to us on
Wow.
land, but in the water, that's a pretty big difference. And that
Huh.
temperature break is going to have a concentration where it's coming together of plankton, bait fish, squid, flying fish, which we saw,
Hmm.
and those things.
Wow. Interesting.
So,
Hmm.
um, these predator fish are looking for this food. They're going to know where it's
Mhm.
at. They're following that break too. They're following that
Mhm.
temperature break. They're following the oxygen. They're following all this stuff naturally, instinctively.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you leave out of Georgetown. It's 75 degrees at the mouth of the inlet. You go
Mhm.
48 miles offshore, and you find a pocket of 79-degree water being pushed in by the Gulf Stream. That
Wow.
would be a good place to go fishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's where a captain would head first because he's got his charts, he's got his information, he's got his
Mhm.
base of knowledge. He'll go to that spot and then he'll
Mhm.
start hunting from there.
Hmm.
Not because it's
Okay.
48 miles out, but
Yeah.
because at that point the temperature is at
Yeah.
79 degrees. That's what
Interesting.
he's looking for. And so the
Hmm.
hunt is looking for that. Now, in my
Yeah.
boat, in my technology, and my knowledge, I don't have all that information. So I
Hmm.
do head out to a point, but the whole time I'm telling you, look for birds
Yeah.
diving,
Yeah.
let's look for that weed line, let's look for bait fish in the water. And I'm
Yep.
reading the temperature on surface temperature, trying to
Yeah.
find something.
Yep.
But we're the big disadvantage against these pros, these professionals, and
Oh yeah. Of course.
that's
Yeah.
why it costs so much to go out. I mean,
Yeah.
all this stuff costs money,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
still got to pay the guy for
Yep.
his time out too. So,
Oh yeah. That's right.
um, so what you don't want to do is just troll straight through a temperature break. If you find a temperature break, you usually slow down. You start zigzagging in and out on both sides of that break,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
trying to
So go into
find
the
where it's coming in.
cooler, back into the warmer
Yep.
water, back into the cooler water, back into the warmer water. Just kind of weave back
Trying
and
to
forth.
find where they're actually feeding
Huh.
at.
Interesting. Huh. That's
And
good.
put on top of that, we hadn't even talked about winds, wave heights, uh, sequence of waves, and
Yeah.
that's why I like it. You know,
Yeah.
people tell
Uh-huh.
me instead of spending money on keeping a boat, why don't you just go charter? Well, when you
Hmm.
charter, and don't get me wrong, charter is fun. You get to
Hmm.
sit on the boat, you sit on the back.
Hmm.
You have a first mate, you have a captain.
Yep.
They put all the stuff out, they get everything ready.
Mhm.
Fish on, you go jump in the fighting seat, and they bring you the pole, and you bring it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
That's fun, but it's just to me, I want to be up on the bridge looking for where I want to hunt at.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
like to catch them too, and it's kind of hard to do all of them at once.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But
Oh
then
yeah.
also, especially these bigger fish, to me, the first mate does more catching than the angler. Yeah,
Yeah.
they reel them in, bring them to the boat, but
Yeah.
that guy on the gaff and the guy on the hand on the leader is pulling them in the boat.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah.
it's a team sport. I mean, it
Oh,
really
it is
is.
for sure.
And when my dad was fishing back in his day, it was a very class issue. You only heard about the
Really?
angler. You didn't hear about the captain very much. You didn't hear about the first mate. It
Mhm.
was all about the angler.
Mhm.
And I found that out when I got back in it. Some places are still like that.
Hmm.
It's more about the angler than it is everything. But to me, and I think the Big Rock does a good job of this, and what I saw at the band, the Billfish did too,
Mhm.
um, is that it's a team sport. The angler's part of it,
Yeah.
definitely. But
Yeah.
that first mate and that captain,
Oh yeah.
that's a big deal.
Hmm. And it's so much different than somebody jumping in their John boat, going out on the lake, bass
Yes.
fishing. I mean, you can
Yes.
do it with one person. I mean, it's not if you can get your boat in off and on the trailer by yourself, one person, you're fine.
Yeah.
But you can't go offshore fishing with one person. I mean, it's just it's
It's
not
not
gonna happen.
advised, though there's a lot of people who do it.
Oh my gracious. Yeah.
And that's not to say bass fishing is great. Catfish fishing is fun. So I'm not
Mhm.
taking away from any other kind of fishing. It's just
Oh
what I
no,
prefer
no.
is to be out there.
Yep.
Um, and that hunt. You can go if you bottom fishing close to shore, even offshore bottom fishing. You can
Hmm.
find your holes. You can drop down a live bottom. All that's great too. But it's just not the hunt to me. The hunt
Hmm.
is being up on that bridge, looking for all those conditions. So,
Yep.
to me, it's addictive.
Wes says, "What do you see out there, Kevin?" I see water.
I
Wes.
see water everywhere.
Lots of water. You see any birds? No, Wes, I see water.
When I take somebody out the first time, if we can find flying fish, I always loved watching them when they said flying. Same with you. When you first saw your first flying fish, it's a pretty amazing sight.
Yeah, but see, you had me convinced. Like, as soon as I saw the flying fish, I'm like, okay, Wes, we need to fish. And you're like, no, we're only 10 miles out. We ain't gonna catch anything. I'm like, but you said when we see the flying fish, we feed the fish.
No, I said we need to find the flying fish. We need to find those fish so we can hopefully find something. But
we should have started trolling for king, though. I bet we could have caught
a king. You're into king fishing. Somebody write in and give Kevin the information about king fishing. King fishing's good, but it's just not the same. Just not the same. But I've known people. I've had some friends who just, they live and breathe king fishing the way I like offshore fishing. So it's all in what you like and all in what you enjoy doing.
Yeah. Like you can do it with a smaller boat and less people and all that.
You don't have to go out as far. It's not near as expensive. So it's a lot of good things to it.
Say that again, Wes.
All right. Well, don't forget, write us at hookeduppodcast@gmail.com. We're still looking for captains to come on. Everyone I've got kind of online is just busy because of the time of the year. So hopefully in the off season, we'll have more time to get them on and talk with them, have some long conversations with them. But also these videos that online, if you've got a video online, you'd like to come on and tell us about it. We'd love to hear that too. I'm going to start reaching out to some that I see here in the Carolinas that have posted videos. And again, we want to make this your community. So we'd like to hear from you. Either comment on this or send us an email.
Yeah. Send us a line. No
Send us
intended.
a line. All right. We'll catch y'all next week.
All right. See you next week.
Chase the tide out past a drop off where the big ones lie. Past the seat, boy, throttles pushing.
We hope you enjoyed listening to the Hooked Up Podcast. You can find all of our content on YouTube or Spotify. Just look up Hooked Up Podcast, tight lines off the Carolina coast.
Now where the ocean turns that heavenly blue, ain't no stress, ain't no noise, just diesel dreams and grown man joys.
Help getting that budget together? Reach out to us at Clark Financial Coaching. We can help you with budgets, forecasting the future expenses, just overall tidying up of your financial picture. We're not advisors. We start at the beginning and help you get to the point where you need those advisors. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com. That's coachwestc@gmail.com.